切り裂く光赤く螺旋を抱いて
So, you read the title, and you want to get into Under Night in Birth in 2024, huh? This 10-year-old fighting game. Yeah, technically it's that old. This game originally came out in arcades in 2012, bro, in Japan. That's ridiculous. So yeah, this game is kind of old, but you still want to get into this game, huh? Well, you've come to the right place. I'm going to be doing a mini rundown of why you should play this game. If not at the very least, I'll try to convince you to at least try this game. I'm going to be talking about things that stand out to me and why this game is unique, and honestly all the good and the bad, and you know, you can gauge for yourself if you want to get into this game or not. And honestly, I've just wanted to talk about this game for such a long time, so without further ado, let's get into Under Night in Birth 2 in 2024. Alright man, first up, I gotta get this one out the way. The music in this game goes hard, man. Let me just play some examples for you guys so you guys can understand where I'm coming from. The music is just top tier in this game, man. Play the clips.
Yeah. Cut the shit off, bro. I gotta cut the shit the fuck off.
What is it?
Bro, what is he doing?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Okay, maybe not all of them are bangers, but you know, it's up to your opinion. But in general, there are so many good songs in this game, and you might be like, why are you bringing up music as your first take for this game? Hear me out. I think music is super important in a fighting game. You know, you don't want to be listening to some whack stuff while you're trying to, you know, beat the other person's ass in this game, right? So honestly, I think the music is just so important, man, and this game nails it in my opinion. Even if you don't play this game and you're just someone who's interested in fighting game music, bro, you got to check out Under Night in Birth. They have some good songs, man, and of course that's a huge plus for a fighting game. I could talk about that way more, but that's a story for another video. But yeah, man, the music in this game goes hard. I just had to mention that, man, because this game has one of my favorite soundtracks in fighting games. So yeah, music is dope. Let's move on to the next thing.
Select your character.
What would a fighting game be without the characters, right? And we're going to be talking about the designs, and low-key, I won't be going through the entire roster, but I want to bring up some examples so you guys understand. First, we're going to get into like gameplay-wise. Bro, there are so many characters in this game that play so differently, man. You got your zoners, you got like unique people with a set play, you got full-on bum rush people, like they're just going to offense all day on you, just gonna run at you. You got people who want to play full screen. You got your grapplers, man. There is such a diverse cast in this game, regardless of like getting into designs, which I will in a second. But in terms of play styles, dude, this game literally has almost everything you can think of, if not some form of variation of it. Like, man, there's even characters that use their own health. Like, man, this game is so unique. So if you're someone that is looking for a play style and like you want to try something new, or you just want to see what this game has in terms of how the characters work with each other, man, this game, each character plays so differently, man, and that's such a huge plus for me. For like, in terms of a fighting game, man, that's just like something you want to see. You want every character to be unique in their own way. You want to see how people express that character differently, and I think this game, along with the mechanics of the game, which we'll get into later, I think in general, the playstyles in this game are very diverse, and you won't have any trouble finding a character that you find fun, regardless of combos, but just in terms of playstyle, man. And of course, bro, designs, come on now. Like, look at this roster, man. You got all kinds of designs, bro. Like, normally, in a fighting game, normally I got like 1 or 2 characters. I'm like, yo, they're cool. I'll probably play those 2. But in this game, dog, come on now. Like, there are so many characters that are cool, man. You got your edgy characters. We got Seth up in here. We got your MCs, like main character vibes with Hyde. You know, we got some edgy looking characters. We got like Byakuya on some weird stuff with his sister. Like, you know, this is an anime game for sure. We got like all kinds of characters, people that are not even human, you know? And of course, just in general, like, bro, the designs in this game go so hard, man. Like, literally look through this roster. I'm literally giving you guys like a look through all of them. Man, this roster is like, at least to me, I might just be gushing and I might just be like super biased, but this roster to me is like so solid, man. And they've been building it over the years. So obviously, bro, like, dude, there's all kinds of characters in this game, man. And bro, you'll find something. If this is your kind of vibe of game and you really like the anime art style, bro, you're gonna find a character that suits you, bro. Like, I don't play this character, but like, this is so random, but like Akatsuki, dude, he is metal, bro. Like, I love this dude's design. It's so simple, yet it works. And bro, he's just cool, man. Like, this is so random. I don't know why I brought up Akatsuki, but dog, like, I don't even play that character, but I just gotta show respect to characters I don't even play, man. So for sure, the designs go so hard. I gotta mention that, man. They just stand out so much from each other. Like, no one character looks the same. I'm sure you could find an example, but in general, bro, like, the designs in this game are so unique, man. They go so hard. And yeah, man, that's a huge plus. So yeah, designs go hard, man. And let's move on to the next thing. All right, so let's move on to the gameplay. And the gameplay is interesting in this game. Regardless of all the characters and music we already just talked about, what makes Eunice unique, in my opinion, is the grid system. And you might be like, what is that? So when the match starts, there's this pattern at the bottom of the screen that has pink blocks and blue blocks, and they're both moving towards the middle. And behind that, there's a circle with a timer, it seems, right? And when that timer finishes up, whoever has the most blocks on either side facing furthest to the right or left, basically, like, if you're P1 side and you have more pink blocks facing to the right, you win when that timer's up, or vice versa, if you have enough blue blocks on P2 side and it's, you know, way more than the pink, then you win that cycle when that timer's up in the middle. And when that timer's up in the middle, you enter the Vorpal state. And what that basically means is you get a damage boost, you get chain shift, which I'll explain very briefly. So with the Vorpal state, like I mentioned, you get chain shift. And basically what chain shift does, you can cancel any action with chain shift. So basically you can stand there, double tap D, and your character will do this like, woo, like it slows down the game, it pauses it for a second, and you can basically cancel any action you were doing. Or like I said, you can do it by itself. And the reason you might want to do it by yourself is because you gain hella meter, bro. Like, you'll see, I'll hopefully put some examples on screen of just doing a chain shift with like not that much meter, and you get a lot of meter for it. So chain shift is really important just because of the resources it gives you, but also the utility, man. Chain shift allows you to just do way more with your character. Like, being able to cancel moves and specials literally just changes so many situations. So chain shift is something you really want to go for, as well as a damage boost. And overall, like, literally you're playing this tug of war with the opponent, and honestly it rewards you for being aggressive, and it rewards you for playing good defense, because the way you win the grid system is literally by walking forward, doing offense, or blocking correctly. And I think there's this nice balance with the grid system. It doesn't feel too lopsided to one player side or the other. It's literally based on how the match is going, and I think it's a really cool system. It's not too hard to get the grasp of once you like get the basics down. It really isn't. There's much more to it that I'm not covering in this video, but overall I'd say the grid system is really cool. It's actually something I really enjoy with this game, and in general, I feel like it just makes Eunice so unique, as well as like just in general the overall feel of the game, which we'll get into. The next thing is...
Oh shit! Oh, Jesus! Jesus! Lord Jesus! Oh, Jesus! Oh, Jesus Christ! Oh, Jesus! Jesus! Oh, Lord Jesus! Lord Jesus! Oh, shit! Whoa! Whoa! That was awesome! That was awesome right there! God damn!
Combos. So You might be like, why am I mentioning combos? Like, straight up, I think this game has some of the most fun combos in fighting games in this day and age. Like, obviously that's subjective, but for me, Eunice has this fine line between being difficult but also being practical, because as someone who's trying to learn the game, there are definitely easier combos to do, and they definitely don't do as much damage. But bro, once you start moving up on your character's mission list, which the combos you do just get way harder, and some people can see that as a downside, and we'll get into that later as well. But to me, I think the combos and the difficulty of them, depending on the character you play, of course, I think just gives more charm to the game, and it really rewards you for like really getting down a staple like bread and butter. It might be a bit difficult at first, but with anything execution wise, it just takes time, and a lot of the combos in this game are super unique to the character. Like for this video, I was going through each character, like a couple characters, like missions that I've never really played before, and how different they were actually surprised me. They weren't more frustrating, like in terms of difficulty, they were more unique. Like for example, Hilda, bro. I have never touched Hilda in my life. I was like, you know what? With this video, I'm gonna go through and do her combos just up to a certain point. I never felt how her combos really played out, so I wanted to give her a shot. And dude, like it's unique, man. And honestly, that's a big plus for me, is this game's combos. And getting it in a match also just feels so good, man. And I can't explain to you, like, I might just be a combo fiend. I love just sitting in the lab and just doing combos for fun. That might not be everybody. Maybe people don't like generally just really long combos. And honestly, the combos to me are just such a fun part of the game. If anything, if you don't play this game online and you feel like it's too daunting and you just want to like press some buttons and do some cool stuff, man, this game's combos are really fun, man. Like, I definitely say it's a huge plus for Eunice, and I personally very much love it. And yeah, let me know what you guys think about the combos in this game if you've tried them yourself. But yeah, with that, let's move on to the negatives of the game. With that, the first downside, you've kind of seen me mention it maybe in this video a bit, is the difficulty. And you might be like, all right, bro, you know, fighting games are hard. We all know that. On a surface, right? For one, I think the grid system is not that hard to get into. Like, it's just a tug of war in its own way. I don't think the gameplay and like the system mechanics are too difficult to get into, but I'm thinking from a somewhat newer person's perspective into getting into Eunice and stuff. In general, the tutorial I feel like is very good, but it's also daunting, I feel like, and that's something that goes with difficulty, with the combos, matchup knowledge. You know, maybe you're not used to the grid system. There just is a lot in this game. But when I look at it as well from a different perspective, fighting games in general have a lot to them, but that's also the charm of them, I feel like. You know, yeah, they're difficult, but once you start to understand everything and you start to put it together, it's, to me, what gives it a lot of charm and a lot of replayability. I see it as a huge upside, but I do know that this game can be a bit daunting. I'm just going to cut it there, but let me know what you guys think. Is this game difficult? Did you have a hard time getting into it? Does it look fun and you want to get into this game, but it looks, you know, daunting or difficult? Let me know, because it's something I definitely do think about quite a bit. And another downside, this is not really one for this game specifically, but I feel like right now fighting games are in its golden era, and this is something I sort of kind of went through in an older video talking about the state of fighting games in 2024. There's just so many good fighting games right now, and with Eunice just being right in the middle, I don't know how many people are really playing this game in terms of like, you know, yo, I'm gonna pick up Eunice, like, you know, this is like the game I want to play. When there's Street Fighter, there's Tekken, there's 2XKO coming out, there is Guilty Gear, there is, you know, name fighting games here that I forgot about, right? You know, Eunice has always been kind of niche, at least in the past, at least in my experience. You guys could be like, oh man, this is the most popular game in my local, or, you know, in my region, this game goes hard, every other game does not. But in my experience, bro, back in the day, bro, this game was just not that popular in terms of the online, at least, because that's how I played this game back in the day. The servers were pretty much dead, and that could just be a factor of the netcode back then just being delay based, no crossplay, which you could see as a negative as well. Yeah, I just think this game right now has a lot of competition in this day and age for, in general, fighting games. I didn't want to mention it as a downside for this game specifically, but I thought it was something I should mention, is that there's just a lot of competition, and with that, the player numbers on this game aren't the highest, but they're actually the highest I've seen them compared to other versions of Unist, because I will always remember back in the day playing EXE late, wanting to hop online, and literally you either fight a god or you fight somebody with like a 1-bar connection and it is literally unplayable. So nowadays you can actually find matches online, which is a huge upside, but to me, I feel like this game is still kind of niche, and you know what? There's nothing wrong with that, but that's something I just thought I should mention if you're somebody that wants to have like a huge player base of like constant flow of players. And of course there's groups you can join, like Discords, to like find people, but if you're somebody that just wants to play online and you don't want to have to do all that, right now, at least currently, as of me recording this video, I find matches pretty regularly with people around my rank too. Obviously it kind of depends on where you live and stuff like that, but in general, yeah man, I think it's not a huge negative, but just in general, the time that this game's out right now, it's an interesting one, man. All right, I'm just going to rapid fire these last ones. I'm not going to really elaborate on it too much. I don't know how long this video is at this point. But yeah, boom, no crossplay. Yeah, that's kind of weird, but you know what? It honestly doesn't matter to me personally too much. The long tutorial, I don't know how many people really mess with that. I don't know how people love that. I personally don't mind it, but a long tutorial, like, you know, on some chapters, like over 100+ chapters, you know, this might be something people don't like. And honestly, those are my only gripes with the game. And moving away from the negatives, I think in general, the love that I have for this game, like, I've always been somebody that enjoyed this game, even if other people were like, bro, you're playing a dead game, bro. Get off that game right now, you know, like, come play something else, you know. I've always just been really appreciative of this game because of just how unique it is, the vibe of it, everything I mentioned in this video of the good sides. And there's probably a lot of things I missed out on, but in general, man, I hope I got my point across with Unist 2. Yes, there's some downsides, but in general, I feel like there's way more positives than negatives. And, you know, if you ever see this game for sale, or, you know, you want to dip your toes in Unist, it just looks cool to you, or there's a character that stands out to you, or you might just want to check out the music, definitely give it a shot, man, because Unist, at least to me, is definitely worth your time. It's one of the best fighting games I've ever played in my years playing fighting games, and that's another video for another time. Just in general, like, I could talk about it way more, but I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm gonna leave you guys with that. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on Unist 2 if you're playing it. Do you love it? Is it a game you've tried to play in the past but you couldn't get into it? Are you looking to get into Unist? Let me know, man, because I feel like this game has a lot of different opinions. But regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed this type of video. It's been a while since I've done a video pretty much just focusing on a game like this, so if you guys have made it this far and you want to see more videos like this, hit the like button, and I'll be doing more videos like this covering different fighting games or just other games in general, and I'll sort of talk about them in this sort of fashion. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good rest of your day or night, and I'll see you next time. Adios.
I gotta tell you, it was perfect. Perfect. Everything, down to the last minute details.